This is Higashito Kurosawa Station, and at first glance it looks like a small station in a quiet neighborhood. And in fact, it's partly why I came here. My plan for today was to follow the walking map that's in front of the station and just go see all the cherry blossom spots. But it's a little early for that. The cherry trees are just starting to bud. And while some trees are blooming right now, most of them are still barren, and it doesn't make for the most striking video concept. But I realized that there was another story here, because as soon as you step off the train in Higashito Kurosawa Station, you'll notice that the walls are covered in artwork. That is the work of a local artist called Sushio, who worked on an anime called Kill La Kill. Even the station itself has been completely modernized and redesigned a few years ago. But featuring local artists is not the only thing that this station does. In fact, up until a couple of years ago, there used to be a temporary exhibit from Team Labs. You might know Team Labs from their Borderless exhibits. So no matter which way you cut it, there is a lot of art around here. But the most famous attraction here is Sakura Town, which features, among other things, the Kadokawa Museum and a very modern shrine. Kadokawa in Japan is a massive publisher. They have their hands in video games, anime, manga, novels. It's really big.
That's what she said!
So why would a media giant choose this commuter suburb to put its flagship museum? Higashito Kurosawa is not a complicated station. It only has one exit that comes here on that road over there. It's called Tokorozawa LED Manhole Street, and as you can guess from the name, it's going to be interesting if you look down when you exit the station. Most cities in Japan put a lot of effort into their manhole covers. Let's take here, for example. So we know we're in Tokorozawa, and this is Tokoron, the mascot from the city. Cities and their mascots, that's another interesting topic. You can literally see them everywhere. Planes are a very important part of Tokorozawa's history. So you can see that here, and so many cities have a official city flower, city bird, city tree. These are ginkgo leaves, which is Tokorozawa City's official tree. Okay, so that's a cool manhole, but let me show you some better ones. I don't know if you remember what you did for your birthday during the COVID lockdowns, but this is how the city of Tokorozawa celebrated its 70th birthday. Dozens of unique artwork pieces commissioned by Kadokawa, and of course featuring artwork from their proprietary titles, which includes this, that, or that, but also two titles that are particularly beloved in Japan and the world, which are Gundam and Pokemon. So as far as manholes go, these are pretty nice, but what makes them extra special is that at night they glow and they light up a path from the station to that building, the Kadokawa Culture Museum, which we're going to have a look at. So Kengo Kuma is the architect who designed this, and he used 20,000 granite blocks to give the impression of a floating block of granite. And he did a pretty good job of it, but the camera doesn't give you a good sense of the scale of it. So let me just try this. And it feels even bigger in real life. Shh, shh, shh. No, don't say it.
This is the worst!
Okay, so let's go take a look inside. Alright, so we've just visited it. The main feature of this museum is clearly the bookshelf theater. It's a giant shelf full of books, and in fact books are the main feature in most floors of this museum. The first floor is like just a regular manga library, but there is an immersive theater. The theme right now was ukiyo-e, which are the woodblock prints, and you can buy tickets just for that floor, which in retrospect I maybe should have done. But anyway, it was worth a visit. So I have a theory that as humans we build our best buildings for the things we worship. This is why we have like beautiful mosques, churches, cathedrals, temples, shrines. And if you go downtown Tokyo right now, you'd see big buildings for big corporations. But in Higashi Tokorozawa, the main feature is this, which I think is kind of cool. Temple for books and pop culture. Alright, so we've seen Sakura Town, the museum, the nice architecture, the shrine, but we haven't answered our starting question, which was, why build all that here? And for that, we need to talk about the Cool Japan Forest program. You may have heard about Cool Japan already. It's a program that was recently cancelled, actually, but it has produced some remarkable results, and Sakura Town is one of them. In fact, the city of Tokorozawa not only revitalized this area, but it ambitioned to promote a lot of other spots, like Lake Sayama, for example, which you can see on this manhole cover. The goal was to really rebrand the city as a hub of nature and culture together. Now, there were some logistical and economic reasons that incited a media company like Kadokawa to partner with the city on this public-private venture, but it heavily leaned into and took inspiration from the culture that was already present here and the surrounding nature. First of all, the region sits on the Musashino Plateau. It's a geological and tectonic area which I've already briefly mentioned in a previous video, but the name of the shrine is literally a reference to that, as is the design of the museum as a big block of stone. It is a place where humans have shaped nature and where nature has influenced humans for centuries. As for the culture part, we need to look no further than the nearby Sayama Hills. It's a natural space with a forest that was the site of an ancient battleground. It's said to be haunted, but most of all, for the purpose of this video, it is also said to be the setting of the forest in My Neighbor Totoro. Hayao Miyazaki lived in Tokorozawa. He has a house here, and he said himself that My Neighbor Totoro would never have seen the light of day if he didn't live in Tokorozawa. And so we have come full circle in this relationship between arts and nature, in a place that inspired Hayao Miyazaki to create some of his best works and really give it a prominent role in his movie My Neighbor Totoro, and where a publishing giant such as Kadokawa decided to use a boulder as an inspiration for its flagship museum. And in return, the arts are also contributing to preserving the local nature with parks, but also forests. The Totoro Fund is literally dedicated to buying pieces of forest and land and just preserve it. And the great news is, if you're an artist yourself, is that you can come here in Tokorozawa and draw inspiration from both.